Good morning, Ekoji, and welcome to our Sunday morning service. My name is Pinar, and I will be your service chair today. We are grateful for your presence this morning. The service is being live streamed on Zoom and YouTube. On the Nigerian today is our resident minister, Reverend Nayaki Hayashi. Our main priority is keeping our sound a safe place to hear the Dharma. Although we are very happy to see each other, please be mindful of others' comfort levels. Please keep in mind the following policies. Keep your masks on at all times, and please be mindful of social distancing. We are allowed to chant along with Reverend Hayashi since we have our masks on. And thank you for your understanding. Reverend Hayashi will now lead us in opening meditation and recitation of the numbers.
Meditation provides a pause that prepares our minds to see the Dharma, to Buddha's teaching. Please place your hands on your lap, lower your head slightly, and release tension from meditation. Nam mô A Di Đà Phật. Nam mô A Di Đà Phật. Nam mô A Di Đà Phật.
Please find the lighted sheet in front of your service book. We will now sing the Ramana Kisarana with 3 refuges. Please rise. to page 39 in your service book. We will now chant as we say this. morning, the Dharma message is given by Reverend Kaya.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Sunday service. And good morning to those who are participating through Zoom and Facebook. No, YouTube. So in Buddhism, there are many profound truths that were realized by Shakyamuni Buddha. And as Buddhists, we learn about those truths through his teachings, the Dharma. And at the same time, we reflect on those truths as well. So one of the fundamental truths in Buddhism is interconnectedness, that everything and everyone are connected in some ways, and nothing can exist independently. This truth was realized by Shakyamuni Buddha and is the fundamental idea in Buddhism. And in Buddhism, it is considered to be a universal truth, Truths that are universal, all people will see as true. This is the case of interconnectedness. In fact, nowadays, there are more and more people who are embracing the truth of interconnectedness, whether they are Buddhist or follow other religions, or even those who do not follow any religion. There are many sayings about the truth of interconnectedness. For instance, the England actor David Niven, who is also known as the original James Bond, said, "You are not just here to fill space or be a background character in someone else's movie. Consider this, nothing would be the same if you did not exist. Every place you have ever been and everyone you have ever spoken to would be different without you. We are all connected and we are all affected by the decisions and even the existence of those around us." So too, David Suzuki, a Japanese-Canadian academic, science broadcaster, and environmental activist, also said, "The human brain now holds the key to our future. We have to recall the image of the planet from outer space, a single entity in which air, water, and continents are interconnected. That is our home." And another person, Edwin Catmull, an American computer scientist, who is the co-founder of Pixar and also was the president of Walt Disney, he said, "Everything's interconnected. That's the way life is." So in this way, the truth of interconnectedness is embraced worldwide. Today, I want to talk about the two aspects of the truth of interconnectedness. So the first aspect of interconnectedness is that it can bring hope, comfort, and ease of heart. Interconnection means that everyone and everything in this world has some kind of connection to everything else and every other people as well. If everyone has a connection with everyone else, then everyone has a place in the dynamics of life, and each in their own way sustains life. In other words, each and every one of us are part of a great web of interconnection. This means you are important. You are important. Everyone, each and every one of us are important and necessary. For our, we had a music fundraiser last month, and for that fundraiser, I sang a song, along with my family. It's a Japanese song called Ito, which is translated. The title is translated as tapestry. The word Ito itself means string, but the title was translated in English as tapestry. And the reason why I chose this song is because it expresses the truth of interconnectedness in its lyrics. I would like to share one main chorus that goes, "You are like a vertically sewn thread, I am like the horizontal one. And when we finally cross with a thread that's meant for us, we weave a tapestry they call happiness." In this time of uncertainty, we all feel stress, anxiety, or isolation. However, in such time in particular, it is important in teaching us how we are all in this together. Therefore, I'm not the only one who is, experiencing suffering, but everyone has some kind of suffering in their own way. And we are all trying to seek a way to overcome those suffering together. Thus, suffering is a source of our interconnection. So thought in this way, when the Buddha told the world that life is full of suffering, he was not just, giving us bad news, but expressing how none of us are essentially alone, and we need others to exist. Thus, we can gain hope, comfort, and an ease of heart through the truth of interconnectedness. So the second aspect of the truth of interconnectedness is that it teaches us responsibility, effort, and awareness. Responsibility, effort, and awareness. Because everyone and everything in this world are interconnected, COVID has spread rapidly throughout the world. If the COVID spread through the interconnectedness of life, then it is through the interconnectedness of life that we can overcome this situation. Thus, we must not only think about ourselves, but we have to make the effort to think about others. The United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres said at a press conference, "In an interconnected world, none of us is safe until all of us are safe." None of us is safe until all of us are safe. Thus, the truth of interconnectedness makes us aware of how everything one does as an individual affects the whole. And when one's action affects the whole, then your action affects the whole as well. Therefore, Buddha teaches us always to be aware of how we think, how we talk, and how we act. Now, some reject to think about others because it takes away their independence. However, on the subject of independence, one of my teachers from the Buddhist seminar school I attended, his name is Reverend Kihara, said, "We often say that in order to live, we must be independent. However, independent does not mean we can or should do everything all by ourselves, or we can or should do whatever we want. It is because none of us can live without the support of others. Thus, it is precisely those who are aware that they must live understanding that they must be responsible to others who are truly independent." In this way, the profound truth of interconnectedness realized by the Buddha over 2,500 years ago is still relevant today and is increasingly understood to be the universal truth that Buddhism has always said it to be. For conclusion, I would like to quote from Shakyamuni Buddha's words. Please join me in Basho. As a net is made up of a series of ties, so everything in this world is connected by a series of ties. If anyone thinks that the mesh of a net is an independent, isolated thing, that person is mistaken. It is called a net because it is made up of series of interconnected meshes, and each mesh has its place and responsibility in relation to other meshes. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu.
During this part of the service, we traditionally participate in the ritual of Oshoko, the burning of incense. However, due to the interim policies of the board and the influence of the Ekoji Buddhist, incense burning is not being allowed at this time due to the handling of the incense pieces and the smoke that it produces. We do invite you to come to the front table, offer dasha, and if you wish, placing any dana, which is our offering of gratitude, in the bowl. Please approach mindfully with safe distancing. Once finished, please return to your seats via the side aisle. Our theme is today is Samadhi.
No, 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 no.
Reverend Hayashi will now lead us in closing meditation and recitation of the mantra.
Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu.
Now it is time for our Sangha announcements. Meditation will take place this Thursday at 7:30 p.m. in the Honda. No prior experience is required and all are welcome. Please help us put the garden to bed for the season and enjoy a picnic lunch with our Sangha friends on Saturday, September 25th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Additional details will be provided as the date draws closer. This is a wonderful opportunity to earn service hours and contribute to the coach. Our fundraiser has concluded. Thank you to everyone who folded, donated, and participated in the music and art celebration. Keep an eye out for a round of email in the coming days. And finally, many thanks to all the Sangha volunteers who participated in the temple cleanup earlier today. Our next cleanup will be at 9:30 a.m. on Sunday, October 3rd, and it would be lovely to see you there.
Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu.
Thank you and joining us